1 o'clock, three-man front on this football Friday. Kyle Parmley is going to be joining us momentarily. High school playoffs going on right now. Kyle's going to tell us about some over-the-mountain matchups or teams from the over-the-mountain area involved in matchups, and then the big ones going on across the state. It is the second round of the playoffs, and so what that means for teams 1A through 6A, that means you've got to, win 4 more games in order to get to Birmingham, to Protective Stadium, to play in the championship game. 7A, one less week just because of the number of teams. So very pivotal matchups, and some big-name programs across the state will be doing battle tonight. So Kyle's going to talk to us about that. Of course, Coach Wimp Sanderson joining us in the 10 o'clock hour. Talking football, talking coaches search. He's presented by Craneworks. Mike Rodak covers Alabama. He joined us in the 11 o'clock hour, previewing the matchup with Oklahoma. And a lot of your phone calls, a lot of your text, which we always appreciate here on the show. 205-834-9450 or 800-239-WJOX. But without further ado, Kyle Parmley, who keeps us up to date on everything happening when it comes to high school football, joins us now on the Higginbotham Hotline. Kyle, how are you?
Doing great, guys. We keep thinning the field when it comes to the high school football playoffs, so the games are getting really good. We got second-round action getting going tonight.
Before we talk about tonight, let's go back to last weekend, just some of the surprises or the shocks by you in regards to what happened, especially in the Birmingham metropolitan area. Some teams that called it a season kind of early.
Yeah, Class 7A, wow. There was some carnage in that when it comes to the Birmingham area squads. We talk so much about, how dominant Region 3 has been over the years and typically is, especially when it comes to playoff time. But last week, Thompson was the only Region 3 winner. You had Hewitt-Trussville fall to Opelika, Vestavia Hills fall to Auburn, and Hoover fall to Central Phoenix City. And, wow, I kind of have gotten used to, the last few teams standing, at least in the under the lights coverage area, being some of those 7A teams. But, wow, they all took tough losses last week, and that 7A playoff bracket looks a lot different than we're used to it being, and probably than a lot of us expected.
Was it just that particular region that were your big surprises and takeaways from last Friday, or was it other regions where your eyebrows were raised?
Well, it's one of those where, with the way that the crossovers happened this year with Region 2 and Region 3, like Region 2 and 3 are typically the strongest ones. That's where the state champion comes from seemingly every year. And, Regions 1 and 4, the Huntsville and Mobile areas playing each other, those make for some long trips, no doubt. But those are kind of I hate to say it, but for guys in Birmingham, it's just always kind of, peripheral stuff. You just kind of are waiting to see how it shakes out. Because like we'll talk about, we're all looking forward to the potential of a Thompson Central Phoenix City matchup next week in the 7A semifinals, because those are clearly the two best teams left. Those are the two teams that will probably be duking it out for the state championship. So it almost just kind of feels like everybody else is, they're still just playing along, but Thompson and Central are certainly the behemoths still in the bracket.
All right, so let's start at the game that you're going to be at tonight. You mentioned you'll be at Homewood and Hartselle, both teams 10-1. This looks like, and shaping up, at least on paper, a very good game.
Yeah, great choice for the game of the week for our Under the Lights team. There's only a handful of games like this statewide in the second round where you've got two teams matched up against each other that already have double-digit wins. Both teams coming into this game at 10-1. And the really cool storyline here is, so Homewood's home stadium, Waldrop Stadium, the field at Homewood is named after Bob Newton, who won 5 state championships in his time as the Homewood head coach in the 90s and 2000s. And Hartselle's head coach is Bert Newton, Bob Newton's son. So really, really cool that Bert is going to get to bring his Hartselle team down to Homewood to play at his alma mater, and a place that he obviously has very fond memories. I mean, I would encourage you guys to go watch the Under the Lights podcast from this week. I was able to have both head coaches on the show, and I knew Bert wouldn't really want to talk about it, but you could tell how much Homewood means to him, and he's going to bring his team down and try to treat it as any other game. But there's going to be a lot of local connections out there tonight. It's going to be really cool. And just as a side note, I think the coolest stat that I found when kind of researching everything this week is Bob Newton was the head coach at Homewood for 11 years. They made the playoffs 9 times, and he won more state championships than he lost playoff games.
Mm-hmm.
He'd won five state championships at Homewood, only lost 4 playoff games. I'd challenge anybody to find a coach that could stack their track record up against that.
Yeah, Coach Newton took over my junior season, and that was the year that we won the 5A state championship and beat Blunt there for the finals. But no, you're right. And what's kind of crazy about that is I'm good friends with Bert, and we played together on the same team, and that was coached by Bob Newton. And one of those playoff games at Waldrop Stadium, we played Hartselle. So it was this is all just kind of interweaving. But that should be an outstanding matchup tonight, as you mentioned. Hartselle, that is a scrappy, physical bunch, and then Homewood, the way that they do it, that will live up to the billing. That's my prediction.
Yeah, both teams are very impressive last week. Homewood, they beat Pell City by 2 touchdowns, and they needed a blocked punt kind of, got the energy going for them in that game. But that Pell City team was much improved this year, a really scrappy bunch. So, yeah, like you said, I'm expecting a terrific football game out there at Waldrop Stadium tonight.
All right, so we were just talking about impressive records for Hartselle and Homewood. What about Spain Park? They got to travel south to Saraland. Saraland's 10-0. Spain Park is 9-2.
Yeah, this is for Spain Park, you just hate the way the playoff bracket has kind of fallen the last couple of years. Spain Park was so good last year, 12-0, get all the way to the 6A quarterfinals, and then have to go down to Saraland. And Saraland's been so good the last several years, and in the last 3 years they've been at least in the state championship game. And unfortunately for Spain Park, they've got to go make that trip again. This time, this year, just a round earlier. The Saraland team is not. They're not the same. We got so used to KJ Lacey at quarterback, Ryan Williams at receiver, and just all the dudes they had all over the field. But even though those guys have graduated and moved on, Saraland's still really, really good. So Spain Park's got their work cut out for them tonight. The one thing I would think would give Spain Park some hope, I've been really impressed with Spain Park's defense over the second half of the season. And, last week was a week. I remember standing on the sidelines at the game I was at, keeping up with the Spain Park game. They get down 13-0 to McAdory, but you never felt like they were threatened. Like, this is a team that Tim Vakakis talks about it all the time, about how, tough they try to be and they instill that grit. And you see that play out on the football field. And the way that, he rallied his team in the second half, said, hey, this is the kind of stuff we prepare for all year. And Spain Park went out and put up 24 unanswered and kind of pulled away for a straightforward victory. So they've got the intangibles. They've got the defense that could potentially give them a chance against Saraland tonight. This is going to be an uphill battle for sure. But don't count the Jags out from at least making it a pretty good game.
Another game in 6A got Mountain Brook, the Spartans, 8-3 on the season, traveling to Fort Payne to take on a 10-1 Fort Payne squad. How does this one look to you?
Yeah, this was it's been a perfect storm for Mountain Brook. You see a lot of the teams, a lot of coaches like to take week 11 to give you that bye week, in between the regular season and the playoffs. And for some teams that seems to bode really well. Some teams deal with, maybe you get a little rusty after playing 10 straight games and have that breather week. But for Mountain Brook, it could not have come at a more perfect time. They got a week to heal some wounds and to kind of flip the switch, and they were outstanding against Mortimer Jordan last week. The Blue Devils just never really had a chance. They were never given an opening, and Mountain Brook, wins going away 38-0, and I don't know how much it matters, but the fact that Mountain Brook was able to move their playoff game up to Thursday last week, they get an extra day of rest and prep, and they're going up to play this Fort Payne team that they've had some really good records in previous years, but have yet to really make that deep playoff run. If people local in Birmingham might remember Chris Elmore, who is the coach at Fort Payne. His family, his dad coached at Fort Payne. He's got so many family ties up there. He's the coach at Fort Payne now. He used to be the head coach at Chelsea before he took that job. So a little bit of a local tie, but Mountain Brook, they're going to have to make the trip up there and play their best. If Mountain Brook plays their best, I think they're in good shape tonight. But Yeah, that's one of those. There's a lot of second round matchups in 6A that look really compelling, and that's certainly one of them.
Well, you got Clay Chaltville and Gadsden City. Gadsden City is 8-3. Clay Chaltville undefeated on the year, 11-0. 7 o'clock tonight at Cougar Stadium.
Yeah, this Clay Chaltville team it's the same story with them because they've not let up. Like they felt like they got bounced from the playoffs last year way earlier than they thought they should have, and that chip on their shoulder has really carried them all through the offseason and on into this season, and they've not given an inch to anybody. And ever since their comeback win over Thompson in the second half of that game midway through the year, this Clay Chaltville team has pretty much been on cruise control. Now last week they gave up a few more points to Jackson Olin than I think they would have liked. They still won comfortably, 49-26, but this Cougars team they played Gadsden City before. They played them in the playoffs last year. I really don't see this being that compelling of a game. But you know why they lace them up for a reason. I mean, I think Clay Chaltville was the clear favorite, but you start out sloppy and Gadsden City comes out ready to play. You never know what could happen. But I would expect the Cougars to take care of business tonight and be rolling along to the third round.
That is Kyle Parmley, Starnes Media. Should be a great night for football. Beautiful weather. Look forward to catching up with you again next week as we're another step closer to getting to Protective Stadium. Appreciate it, Kyle, as always.
All right, guys. Have a good one. I appreciate it.
Thanks. That's Kyle Parmley, Starnes Media, joined us on the Higginbotham Hotline. Higginbotham is your one-source solution for insurance, financial, and HR services. Black Friday is just around the corner, but you can take advantage of Black Friday all month long at Courtesy GMC in Trussville because the biggest savings of the year with the lowest prices in the Southeast can be had right there off of I-459 exit 32 in Trussville at Courtesy GMC. I'm talking about up to $14,000 off MSRP on remaining 2025 2500 HDs in stock. How about up to $12,000 off MSRP on the 2026 Sierras in stock, up to $15,000 off MSRP on the 2025 Sierras that are currently in stock. $6,000 off the beautiful midsize GMC Canyon. Only a couple of Canyons left on the lot, so get by this weekend to see them at Courtesy GMC, and multiple terrains and Acadias have hit the ground with huge savings as well. Go by and see them. You won't miss one single down of football. Got televisions all over the showroom, 9 acres of inventory. Visit their online inventory at courtesybirmingham.com. Go by and see them this weekend. Courtesy GMC right off of I-459 exit 32 in Trussville. More Football Friday on 3-Man Front on Jocks coming up. Almost 24 hours away, Alabama and Oklahoma. Tyler McComas, who was on this show on Tuesday, he is flying to Birmingham from Oklahoma City. And Conrad, he had a very interesting tweet detailing the problems they're having on the plane as they're getting ready to depart, heading to Birmingham.
Yeah, so Tyler McComas posted this on Twitter a few minutes ago. He said, takeoff on our flight from OKC to Birmingham has been slightly delayed, but not because of weather, not because of a government shutdown, but because Barry Switzer is on the first row of the plane, and every Oklahoma fan had to shake his hand before taking their seat.
Wow.
How about that? So Barry Switzer making his way to wonderful Bryant-Denny Stadium this weekend for the big game between OU and Alabama.
Somebody like Venables, he's not going to show it. You got to show respect, but that is driving him nuts right now. Every second counts.
Well, another place you should make your way to this weekend is Big Whiskey's, because they are the place for great food of all varieties with a full menu ranging from apps, salads, burgers to steaks. They also have plenty of screens that you can catch all the games all weekend long. You're not going to miss any of the action between tonight and Saturday night. Also, the kitchen is open late. They have happy hour in the afternoon and late nights. And this weekend, go and check out their outdoor patio and green space. It has great games, and it's also great for families in the Stadium Trace Village off Highway 459 and Highway 150 near the Hoover Met.
All right, let's do some Pat Ponders to wrap up the week, brought to you by Courtesy GMC and Trustful.
I want to know what you're thinking. Tell me what's on your mind.
It's time for Pat Ponders.
Brought to you by Courtesy GMC and Trustful, courtesybirmingham.com. That is the website. Peruse their incredible inventory and deals right now. Best deals you're going to find anywhere in the Southeast for GMCs. Question number 1. You're given $100,000 cash, but you have to wager on Alabama's win total for the final 2 games in SEC play. How are you placing the bet? Tied 2-0, tied 1-1, tied 0-2. $100,000. You got to place a wager on their win total.
I'll go 1-1.
I'm going 0-2 because then I'm either going to be happy because they won and I won't care, or they're going to lose and I'll be happy because I'm a lot richer.
I get it.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go 2-0.
2-0.
Mhm.
So 2-0, 1-1, and you said 0-2?
I'm all in, baby.
Apparently so. Question number 2. Oklahoma's the nation's 4th best defense against the run. The Tide has averaged just 64 yards their last 2 games on the ground. What rushing total does Alabama need to secure a win tomorrow?
75 yards.
So you think 75 will get them a victory?
Yeah, and I bet about half of those at least are coming in the fourth quarter. It's when do you get those yards? But yeah, I think if you get 75 yards combined at the right times throughout the game, you should be fine.
Yeah. I'll go a tick higher. Say 85 yards.
Okay.
I was thinking between like the 70 to 75 range.
In the neighborhood of what Conrad said.
Yeah.
And listen, if he throws for 400 yards,
Yeah.
you might not have to have 50 yards.
I was about to say
rushing.
if he can hit the deep balls, run for 12 yards for all I care. But we haven't been able to do that. So,
Question number 3. How many of these quarterbacks throw for over their average tomorrow? I'm going to give you the quarterback. I'm going to give you their average. So I'm looking for which one is going to go above what their season average is. Arch Manning at 236. John Mateer, 243. Ty Simpson, 273. How many of those 3 will go over their season average?
What was Mateer's?
243. Arch was 236. Ty Simpson, 273.
I'm going to go 2. I think Arch and Ty both get over it.
Okay.
Georgia defense or secondary a little susceptible. We've seen Tennessee and Ole Miss throw it on Oklahoma as well.
Just Ty.
I'm going to say just Arch.
Very interesting group of answers.
Well, you're going to have a fun day in Bryant-Denny tomorrow if Ty Simpson goes under that number, Molly.
But what happens if Alabama runs for 250 yards?
Exactly.
Yeah, and what if I go home and there's $1 million sitting on my doorstep? I'd
There
be pretty
could
happy.
be. You keep increasing these challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe so.
All right, next question. I just sent you guys something on your text.
Is it a penny?
No, it's not.
Mm-mm.
It's a list of schools.
It's a glamour shot.
There are 6 Power 4 schools that are yet to register a win in conference play. Collectively, these schools, there's 7 schools, not 6. 7 schools, they're 0-36 in conference play. That's their collective record. The winless Power 4 schools are Boston College, Oklahoma State, Arkansas, Michigan State, Purdue, and Penn State. How many of those schools will register no wins in the regular season in conference play of the list I gave you?
Feel pretty good about Boston College not getting any wins.
Yeah. At Syracuse and Georgia Tech this weekend, no.
Yeah, feel good about Boston College. Purdue, I don't think Purdue's going to get a win.
Poor Barry.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State, they have Kansas State at UCF and Iowa State.
No.
No.
All right, Boston College, Oklahoma State, Purdue.
Do you see why I asked this question?
Yeah.
This is an awful question.
I will say this. I think Arkansas beats LSU this weekend.
Okay.
So I think that's their.
That was gonna be one.
Yeah.
Without even looking at it. I knew that they had them left.
I think they beat LSU this
Yeah,
weekend.
Bobby P gets one. What is Penn State? What is the rest of their slate?
They have Nebraska
Yeah, y'all should be able to win that one.
Where do
right,
they play?
Molly?
Where do they play?
in Penn State.
Oh,
In Happy
really?
Valley. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they.
See, but does it feel like last week was like their last surge, right?
Yeah.
Of like got so
I
close
don't
and then
think
does that
it's
just
Penn State.
devastate you?
Yeah, but you got to also think about you're playing on the road, but also Raiola.
All right, they've got Nebraska at home, Rutgers on the road.
Penn State's going to get one.
Maybe Rutgers.
Okay, so Boston College, Oklahoma State, Purdue, and Michigan State won't get one.
So how many is that?
4.
So 4 will go winless.
Yes.
in
3 will
conference
get a
play.
win
Yeah.
somehow.
I feel pretty good about
I
that.
like that.
Last Friday night, in a scene straight out of the movie Friday Night Lights, the coaches from Amarillo, Lubbock, and Cabrick High School met a Totem gas station there in Plainview, Texas. The purpose was to determine a 3-way tie and award one team a playoff spot. The rules were simple. All 3 coaches would flip, and the one coin that differed from the others, presuming that one did differ from the others, would be the team that advanced to the playoffs. So the question is, have you ever been involved in a tiebreaker or a wager based on a coin toss? And if so, what was it?
He's sighing right now, so I want to hear Conrad's answer.
He must have a good one because he's got his eyes closed.
He looks upset.
And he's probably thinking, do I tell the truth here or do I not tell the truth?
Correct. Because I've got a good one. I just don't know if I'm ready for the blowback that's going to come from the story.
Oh, no.
Can you
Nope, it's going to be pretty obvious what it was.
just do it?
Y'all are going to look at me differently.
That's fine.
Not like we look at you in a different way now.
I'm scared.
All right, I was in high school, and me and my friends, there were like 10 of us, we went and camped out on the river. And obviously, there's not bathrooms on the river. And so one of my friends had to go and take a number 2 in the river. Well, let's just say that I guess I was the last person to wake up the next morning. And so my friends all decided, hey, you were the last person to wake up, so we're going to flip a coin. And if the coin lands on tails, you don't have to do anything. And if it lands on heads, we're going to dip a bottle of water in the river where so-and-so just went number 2, and you're going to drink it. And the coin landed on
What kind of
heads.
friends did you hang out with?
Your friend group sucked.
So let me guess, you lost the coin toss.
Yep.
No wonder he didn't have a problem putting somebody else's toothbrush in his mouth.
No, that
I should have told.
makes total sense now.
I'm already filled with regret.
Did you get sick?
No, I didn't. I was fine.
Were you in like a
Amazing.
slough, or was the river was flowing? This wasn't like a stagnant little
No.
pocket.
It was a pretty good sized river. So the reality is, it was probably just river water I was drinking, but the
But
optics
still,
of it,
it's not great for you.
No.
No,
It's a great recipe for explosive diarrhea.
I was fine though.
Man,
Molly, can you top that?
I'm just still flabbergasted at what I just heard.
Yeah.
Why does that shock you?
You know, Pat, it really shouldn't. I had
Mm-mm.
no idea what he was about to tell us, and I was not expecting that.
I
wasn't
I
either.
appreciate your honesty.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I have anything to top.
Oh,
that.
and they gave me $20 afterwards.
$20.
He came really cheap back then.
Apparently so. How about you?
I
I
got
can't
nothing.
remember one on a coin flip. I do remember it was something involving umpiring an all-star baseball tournament, but there was a coin flip, but I can't remember what it was for. But no, not like a personal bet. What about you?
No, me neither.
Mm-mm.
Leave it to Conrad. Be the only one
Yep.
Ugh.
that had that.
Of course.
All right, that's this week's Pat Ponders, brought to you by Courtesy GMC and Trustful. More Football Friday on Jock's three-man front. It is 1:32 on this Football Friday. Appreciate everybody tuning us in on a gorgeous day in the Deep South. Our next guest came on here last week and told our radio audience to take the under 50 points in the Alabama-LSU game. And as you know, John Price crushed it as both teams together didn't even top 30 points last week. So John also told us to take the over 49 points in the Rams-Niners game. And those two teams combined to score 68 points. You can hear audio from both of these predictions right now on his website, sportsinformationtraders.com. Against over-under, John Price is locked in, and this week he's giving first-time clients another great opportunity. So what is the deal this week, John?
Truly feel what it's like to be a part of our company for more than just a weekend. You know, our biggest clients in this company come on board in August, and they take a break after the Super Bowl where football is concerned. We want to show new clients a longer path, build that success a little bit longer. So here's what we're doing. We're offering 1 week with my company for only $36. We're calling it the six-pack because you're getting 6 plays for $36. You got 2 plays tomorrow, 2 plays for Sunday, 1 play for Monday, and 1 play for Wednesday. The next time that we speak, the people that come on board this week will have played along with us for a solid week. It comes out to 6 plays, $36. Do the math, $6 a play. You can purchase it right now at our website, sportsinformationtraders.com, or you can give us a call at 866-356-1232. Again, 6-pack, 6 plays, $36. Go to sportsinformationtraders.com.
It's called JP 6-pack, and that's 2 5-unit plays on Saturday, 2 5-unit plays on Sunday, 1 5-unit play on Monday night, and 1 5-unit college football play on Wednesday night. Once again, that's 6 plays for only $36. You can purchase it right now at sportsinformationtraders.com or call 866-356-1232. Okay, John, let's get to what many consider to be the best game in college football this weekend. Alabama hosting the Sooners of Oklahoma.
Tasty, tasty matchup for sure. Right now, Alabama's -5.5 over Oklahoma. The line opened as Alabama -6, so a slight edge in public money is on the Sooners. That's why it's at 5.5. If you are going to bet Alabama in this game, you may want to do it now because I think that line is going back to -6. Let's talk about it, though. Alabama 8-1, coming off a solid win over LSU. Yes, they've won 8 in a row. Ty Simpson continues to play Heisman Trophy caliber football. But one area that needs to be better this week is the running game. Tide fans know this. Past 2 games, they've run the ball 49 times for only 128 yards, and they're facing the number 4 ranked rushing defense in the country with Oklahoma. So look for Simpson to be active early with some quick throws, which should loosen Oklahoma's defensive front and give Alabama's running back some room to run it with success. Oklahoma, 7-2, coming off a win over Tennessee. They're 2-2 in their past 4 games. Their dynamic quarterback, John Mateer, is back. He was hobbled earlier in the year. He really gives them a chance to win a game on any given week. What I've noticed in him is he's running it a lot more now than he was at the beginning of the year. So I expect Alabama to keep a spy on him for most of this football game to keep him in the pocket. Prediction, a hot trend to consider is that the under is 7-2 in Oklahoma's 9 games this season. But the last 2 games have gone over the number. So that trend is starting to fade. I'm backing off the total. I'm looking at the side play, and I'm going to say this with conviction. The Crimson Tide are 6-2-1 against the spread this year. I expect them to play well. I expect them to win, and I expect them to cover. So I am taking Alabama -5.5 over Oklahoma. And again, if you are going to bet that game, I would do it now because I expect that line to go to -6 probably sometime later today. That is not a game that I'll be betting on privately. You want to get on my plays? You can as part of the 6-pack. You can purchase it right now at sportsinformationtraders.com. It's 6 plays for $36, 2 plays tomorrow, 2 plays on Sunday, 1 play on Monday, 1 play on Wednesday. You will be right along with us for 1 week of football season for only $36. 6 plays, $36, $6 a play to learn why we are the gold standard in this industry. Go to sportsinformationtraders.com. You can purchase it right there, or you can give us a call at 866-356-1232.
All right, John, let's get to the NFL, where this week the Chiefs will visit the Broncos. John, who do you like here?
This has become a must-win game for the Chiefs, who have won so many Super Bowls in the last few years. Denver's playing really well. Let's look at it, though. Right now, Chiefs -3.5 is the line. That's where it opened. So equal public money is coming in on both sides of this play. The Chiefs are 5-4, coming off a loss to Buffalo. They have won 3 of their last 4, but a big issue for Kansas City has been third down conversions. They were only 3 for 13 last week, so they've been struggling to be effective on first and second down. They need to be better on those downs this week to avoid third and long against the Broncos on the road. Let's talk about the Broncos. They're 8-2. They're coming off a sluggish win over the Raiders. We all saw it last Thursday night. Pretty sleepy win. They've still won 7 in a row, but Bo Nix did not look comfortable last week at all. And the reason is because the Raiders provided pressure for him start to finish. Only 150 yards throwing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. I look for Kansas City to bring pressure very early and try to get Nix uncomfortable again. Glowing trend alert for prediction. The under is 4-0 in each of the Chiefs' last 4 games. The under is 7-3 for the Raiders this season. That trend is going to continue. Even though I feel the number's a bit low at 45, I will trust it. I'm taking the under 45 points in the Chiefs-Broncos football game. Now let's get back to it, folks. If you've been hearing me on the radio, and I was on in Birmingham years ago, we have people in our company who have been with us for at least 6-7 years by now. They know the value. The true value of being with us is getting on the right games and being managed along the way. I'm going to slice out a week of football season, and I'm going to hand it to you for $36. Go to our website, sportsinformationtraders.com. 6 plays, $36. You'll see it, the 6-pack. Drink it up with us, everybody. Enjoy the weekend. Go to sportsinformationtraders.com. Purchase it right there, or give us a call at 866-356-1232 and make this the best football week you've ever had.
That's 6 plays for only $36. You can purchase it right now at sportsinformationtraders.com, or you can call them at 866-356-1232. John, happy wagering this weekend. Should be another great weekend, and we look forward to catching up with you next Friday.
Always great to be on with you. That Alabama-Oklahoma game is going to be a lot of fun. Enjoy.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much. We will continue on 3-Man front on this Football Friday on Jocks.
Fun show today. Three-man front, we continue. Appreciate all your text, your interaction, a lot of college football talk, coaching search rumors that are out there. One thing that is consistent, and it's our friends at Prize Picks. I tell you about them every single day. Prize Picks is simple to play. You pick more or less on at least 2 player stat projections. If you get the picks right, you could certainly cash in. How about this with Prize Picks? How you play is up to you. If you want flexibility, choose the Flex Play, where you can get paid even if one of your picks misses. And if you want the biggest payouts, you go to the Power Play. No matter your play, Prize Picks is a great way to put your takes to the test. It's really simple. You download the Prize Picks app today, use code WJOX, and get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WJOX to get $50 in lineups after you play the first $5 lineup. You don't have to win to receive the extra lineup. How about that? Tonight, we will go collegiate football. We got a couple of different options, but we're going to go quarterbacks here. Dante Moore, the Oregon quarterback, playing at home against Minnesota in the Fighting PJ Flex, 1.5 passing touchdowns. It's really simple. We go more or less. More means that he throws for at least 2 touchdowns. Less means that he doesn't. Dante Moore, Oregon at home. Eugene, what do you think, Pat?
He's thrown for 19 on the season. Let's go more.
I like that pick as well. We're going more for more. Dante Moore. Miller Moss, one-time USC quarterback. Now he plays for the Louisville Fighting Cardinals. 0.5 passing touchdowns. Tonight at home versus Clemson. That seems like it's too easy. We're going to go more, right?
More, yes.
All right, we're going more on both of those. If we hit, we're a winner. You can be a winner too. Prize Picks, it is good to be right.
So this evening, you just heard Landrum talk about the 2 games that will be featured. At 6:30 will be Clemson and Louisville. And then at 8 o'clock on the Fox Television Network, you will be able to see Minnesota and Oregon. So the good news for you, Landrum, is you and Molly will get to watch Minnesota and Oregon because Fox is not blacked out on your YouTube TV.
Yay!
So you actually get to see tackle football.
I'm going to pretend to be a Big Ten fan.
Big Ten, woo! I know you're so excited, Landrum.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm going to talk like this the rest of the day.
Is that how they talk in the Big Ten?
I just assume they all do.
Oh.
Yeah, sort of.
I know you're so excited to watch the
Hot
Golden
dish.
Gophers.
Oh, Molly. Is it hockey season yet?
It is hockey season.
Nah, let's get out on the frozen pond.
It's always hockey season up there.
Skate some circles. Knock some pucks around. Or figure skate if you're into that. Yeah. Well, thank you, Pat. Yeah, Fox will be great. That'll be a great place to watch.
Just didn't know if y'all wanted to continue y'all's Big Ten hockey fest. Me and Conrad can talk some baseball while y'all talk about that.
Big
All
Ten
the
baseball.
embarrassing things that happen in the history of baseball.
let's talk way too early Big Ten baseball projections.
Let's talk about A-Rod and his steroid use.
Oh, golly, that guy.
Hey, at least he admitted to it after he got caught.
That's most of them.
I do plan on watching that documentary or the HBO series on him now. I think that'll be very interesting. Maybe not a great guy, but heck of a ball player.
So recapping some of the things that we went over in hour number 1, I've had a lot of people text me if there was anything new on the coaching carousel. Yesterday afternoon, it got hot and heavy about Florida and Lane Kiffin. That apparently is still percolating. There's nothing concrete, just a lot of Florida people. They feel good about their chances of getting Lane Kiffin. Still no official word out of Ole Miss, whether Ole Miss is offering a new contract extension. And if so, why hasn't Lane said yay or nay, whatever the case may be. Trey Biddy, who covers the Arkansas Razorbacks, he says that Hunter Yurachek is looking towards a defensive-minded coach, potentially. Did not give us names, but said that there's maybe a list of 8 that they're looking at. Still no word from Virginia Tech on James Franklin. And the Auburn update. John Sumrall still seems to be the leader in the clubhouse as of this moment in regards to who we think is the so-called number 1 candidate on the hot board. But don't look too far down the list because you're going to have a lot of other names of interest and note, including perhaps Clark Lee, Eli Drinkowitz, Alex Golish, Brent Key,
James Franklin.
DJ Durkin. So,
But if you asked me to put money on it right now, it would be the Vegas odds favorite, and I would put my money on John Summerall being the next head coach at Auburn. Not saying that John Cohen doesn't have a secret person that nobody knows about. I find it hard to believe, just based on the people we talk to.
meanwhile, the folks down in Louisiana still maintain this ridiculous notion that because Nick Saban is still 2-1 odds to be the next head coach at LSU, that is a serious consideration.
I thought the folks in Louisiana were still trying to figure out if Brian Kelly was actually fired yet.
I don't know.
TBD on that one.
That's so weird.
I saw multiple podcasts yesterday afternoon. Literally, just do not say never. Do not say never.
Okay.
I mean, let's just play this out for a second. Nick Saban goes to LSU. They say, okay, we're going to give you $25 million to do a roster. Okay. A university that does not want to pay a guy $53 million because they're trying to get out of the cheap by not paying, right?
Right.
So now they're going to have $25 million. Not to mention the fact that Nick Saban ain't going to go coach for free.
Well, and
he's 74 years old.
I was about to say, how long are you going to have him? What, 3 years at max, probably?
Let's talk staff. Who are you filling out staff?
That's exactly
who's
going to
be your defensive coordinator. I guess you could go and get Pete Golding if Pete was willing. If Pete was willing to leave, but I don't know if that's an option.
That relationship was not cordial at the end.
At the end, it wasn't.
No, it was not.
Okay.
That was the Nick Saban special of.
You find a job. I'm not going to fire you.
Correct.
You find a job elsewhere.
Scratch him. Blake Baker, he's at LSU, but Blake Baker, he runs his own defense, right?
Hey, Bill O'Brien, do you want to leave Chestnut Hill?
Okay.
You want to come work for me again?
Bill O'Brien would be an option, or Dayball.
Actually, you know what? I would support this if Nick Saban came back to LSU with the condition that he had to have Bill O'Brien as his offensive coordinator, because I want them to suffer, the LSU fans. That is okay. If they want to do that, sure. They'd be miserable.
But I think you just hit the nail on the head. I would love to know what his staff's going to look like. If all these LSU people think that there's a legitimate chance that Nick Saban is going to go coach there, I want to hear his staff.
And no disrespect, but guys that were on his staff that have now moved on to other places and gotten accustomed to a different life, maybe a different lifestyle. Not just saying his demands are different. Every coach's are. Are you going to go and leave that to none of it makes sense.
No.
None of it makes sense.
I tell you one thing that makes sense, and that's our good friend Tyler McComas from KREF Radio.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that he has landed.
Oh.
I also understand that he is right now in an Uber.
Waiting for Barry Switzer to get off the plane.
No, Jimmy P., who is his Uber driver.
Okay.
A major shout out to Jimmy P., who listens to the show. We appreciate Jimmy P. And it's good to have Tyler McComas in the 205. I hope, Conrad, I hope you and your Alabama people treat him nice tomorrow.
No, I told him he should have a big time, and he said he wants to take in all the festivities and be there in the stands and experience Bryant-Denny for what it is.
Is
so
Tyler,
should have a good time.
Where are they staying? Are they staying in Birmingham?
I don't know. I'm sure Tyler's listening now. He is texting me as we speak, so I'm about
Tyler,
to find
we'd
out.
like to know where you guys are staying so we can announce it to our audience.
He is in Birmingham right now.
We can bring in some food and some goodies.
I've got plenty of stories.
Doctored up by one Conrad Van Order. Tyler, you just make sure you don't eat any of that stuff. No, in all seriousness, that'll be fun because I remember the matchup you kept alluding to, and that was back. Was that Brody Croyle?
He's currently at the Redmont Hotel on the roof listening to the show.
Oh, rooftop bar action for you.
So I appreciate everybody
little day
listening
drinking
to the show up there on top of the old skyscraper.
Hi, friends.
It's a good spot to be.
Yeah, pace yourselves.
Great spot.
It'd be great. Oh, right now with that sun.
Oh, yeah.
Tyler went and watched Oklahoma play at Temple this year. I would imagine that being in Tuscaloosa is going to be a tad different than in Philadelphia watching Temple play Oklahoma in regards to the fandom.
A little bit.
Because if it had not been for Oklahoma people at that game, there would have been nobody at the game.
Don't forget about the guy on the pogo stick.
Yes.
Wasn't that a Ponder's question?
What?
About the attendance,
How many people's going to be there? Yeah, Landrum had an interesting interaction with a guy.
Oh,
on a
there was
pogo stick
no interaction.
outside of the Lowe's
I'm
Hotel.
mortified. That's ingrained in my memory forever.
Yeah.
But the lady, the poor dear old grandmother, I'm just assuming she's a sweet old grandmother. What she had to witness there, Lord, I don't know. She's probably not even still with us after watching that.
That bad, huh?
Yeah. Take me now, Lord.
Well, it should be a good one tomorrow for Tyler McComas and the rest of the Oklahoma folks coming into town.
What's your final prediction for the game?
I think Alabama ekes out a very close game, 23-21.
Yeah. I'm going 24-17. Identical Oklahoma-Auburn score, but reversed. Alabama wins.
Conrad's already predicted 50-7 Alabama over Oklahoma.
24-14.
Oh, is that what you said?
All right, so we're close there. What about Molly?
Didn't I say 24-17 and bet it? I think I did.
Okay.
We will see. If Alabama wins,
Your final 55-50.
a blowout.
Crimson Tide.
Unbelievable. A Tide win, and maybe the college football playoff is right around the corner.
It's going to be a fun week. Join us for Reaction Monday. God is great. Enjoy your weekend.